This is actually my 11th summer as part of Champ Camp. I came up here and always wondered, like, what do kids do in an asthma camp? They can't really do much because I never thought I could do much about my own asthma, actually. And then seeing all these campers come up and being able to run and hike and do all these different activities to where asthma never actually holds them back. It's totally changed my life to where now I know I can do all those different things as well.
My experience with Champ Camp really goes back a lot of years. I've been the camp director for about the last 10 years, and I've turned it over to Ashley now.
I've been coming to Champ Camp for about 12 or 13 years now. I actually started off as a camper when I was around 7 years old. Once I was able to come back as a volunteer, I've been coming back since I was 17 and been volunteering for about 7 years. So currently I'm head of counselors for Champ Camp. I try to make sure that my counseling team has all the tools that they need to succeed so that they can make this the best week possible for our campers.
Well, I've been coming to Champ Camp for maybe about 10 years now. I started out as a camper way back, I think it was 2005, and here I'm now, 10 years later, as a counselor.
Well, I've been coming to Champ Camp for 4 years now. I was 11, and now I'm 15, and I really loved it.
My first year I came up here, I'd gotten a flyer from my nursing director. She said, you know, I know you have asthma, I know you're interested in these things, you might be interested in this. So I volunteered that first year, and after one day, I was hooked. I loved the kids, I loved the staff. It was just so much fun that I came back every year. This is my 23rd year.
Every year we get about 50% of our campers are new, so about 50 new campers, and then we have 50 return campers. And then you see all the new campers come into camp on the first day and they're scared, and then they have their return campers and they're like, hey, you're gonna get to go to Action Auction tonight, and it's so much fun. So they just kind of like become new friends, and you watch these cabins just like grow throughout the week. And then the next year we have about 50% more come in that are new, and now those newer campers from last year are gonna come in and teach them.
The Champ Camp check-in procedure every year is a little bit of chaos, a whole lot of fun, and a whole lot of love and concern. The campers are met by the staff, and we go make sure that they have all the paperwork signed. We do heights and measures so that we can know adequately how to treat them if anything were to come up. They stop by the nurses area where they turn in their medications. They go back to the respiratory area, and then they all do spirometry tests, which is to show what their lungs are capable of up here at 8,000 feet. And that gives us a nice baseline for where each of the campers are. And then they are also seen by a physician who does a quick check and makes sure that everything is good to go. And then they go to their cabin and the fun starts.
Well, a lot of the counselors that we have did go through our counselor in training program, so that's basically a leadership training program. We try and get the 15-year-old kids in and sort of introduce them to all the responsibilities that it takes to be a counselor.
What I do is I help the counselors out, the junior counselors and the senior counselors, with the cabins and putting the kids to bed with their meds and having a fun day with them. That's like a dream now, to become a junior counselor or a senior counselor one of these days.
You're here for the kids, want to give them a great time, have them have fun, and also want them to learn about their asthma, realizing that you can deal with it in a regular life. Like when I was younger, I was one of the few people in my school that had asthma, and so I was kind of singled out. This camp really taught me many other people have asthma, and you can learn to deal with it, learn to overcome it.
It's one of those things where initially you're kind of embarrassed about it, but this camp teaches you you're not the only one that's got that issue. You get to take control of it yourself, and it's great.
At Champ Camp, what we do is we do have an asthma education time every single day. They go in, they do kind of like a pre-test, kind of so we can see their knowledge of their own asthma. Throughout the week, we teach them how to know what their triggers are.
What I've learned is if I was playing sports, I need to pre-treat before I start doing anything. Most of it is really helping me a lot with my asthma.
At Champ Camp, a lot of what we do is helping kids know that they're going to be safe. I put a lot of Band-Aids on, I give a lot of hugs, and then we're prepared that if something else happens, if they're having an asthma attack, if they have something else going on. I've been doing this for 23 years now, and I've only had a couple of times when we really had to do something for a kid. You know, we are prepared, but thank goodness we don't have to do it very often. So the parents can know that their kids are safe up here, not only with their asthma, but if something else happens to them.
We always want about 100 campers up at Champ Camp, but we really target the ones that really need it the most, and the ones that we know will take away from it every single year, and then they can help other kids out there as well learn how to manage their asthma.
There are between 80 and 100 campers, and there are about 140 volunteers. So no child is ever left alone. There are 2 to 3 counselors in every cabin. There is at least 1 doctor every 24 hours. There are 6 to 10 nurses every day, and probably 30 respiratory therapists every day. There's 140 people that give up a week of their summer, no pay, to come make sure these kids have the best experience possible. And then for paid American Lung Association staff, we have 1. I think that speaks just so much of this program and how important it is. We can't do it without donors, and we cannot do it without volunteers.
It is such a worthwhile experience. There are a lot of kids out there and a lot of parents out there that don't think their kids can have real lives, that they can do whatever they want to do. We have to have funds to do this because, as Cindy said, we're all volunteers, but it does cost something. And so to give that kid that ability to have a normal life, to show them they can have a normal life, we need money to keep this up.
I just love Champ Camp and it's changed my life.
That's the beautiful thing about Champ Camp, is when they come in here and they tell me they cannot rock climb because they're scared, and at the end of the week they are so proud of themselves for doing it. And to have a part of that, it's an honor and a privilege.